We start the first chapter of Python programming in previous lecture. Today we discuss some advanced concept regarding to that of the Python programming. Now, in this case, that is first of all we consider the definition of Python programming. We already consider all these things, and the use of the Python programming, where we can consider this powerful language, where we consider software development, web development, game development, artificial intelligence, machine learning also, and data analytics. Okay, these are the some purposes, general purposes, where we can use the Python programming language. We also discuss what are the different applications of Python programming language. These are some of the features where we can use in the Python programming language or the language we provide. Now today we are going to discuss simple Python program or running a simple Python program. Actually, first before going to that of the basic program or first program, we identify what is the exact structure of Python program. Okay, now without any structure, we don't write a particular program. In traditional programming language, like your C language, C++, or any other programming language, they have a specific standard, they have a specific format to write the sentence of that particular language. But Python does not follow all these particular things. Now, this is different types of sections where we can consider in the Python program. Now we can see what is the optional part and what is the essential part in this particular figure. Maximum part is optional in a Python programming language. Now only we have particular statements or actual implementation of your logic is essential in this Python program. Now we can see documentation section is there, import section is there, global declaration section is there, then class section is there. In the class section, we define the data members and member functions. Then subprogram section is there. All these sections are not mandatory in case of a Python programming language. Now, in case of documentation section, we already know the meaning of all these particular sections. When we consider the documentation section, then in case of a documentation section, we write a specific statement. So what is the program which is given in the particular file? Okay, that is the documentation. It is always in comment section. We always consider the comment for that particular section. Then import statement. Sometimes we use this particular import statement because we import some libraries or some built-in functions in our program. At that time, we require this import statement. But it is optional. It is not compulsory. If you want to use library files, then we can consider this import step. Next, global declaration section. What happened in the global declaration section? That is, we declare the variables. That is the global variables. Those are accessible throughout the program. Okay, that global declarations are there, and it is also optional part, not compulsory in Python programming language. If you want to write the object-oriented program, then we need to define the classes. For that purpose, we consider the class section, and in that particular classes, we define the members, data members, and as well as member functions for the implementation of that particular class. Then sub-program section, in the sense that is, if you want to write the functions, different functions, or a modular way of programming, at that time, sub-program section is required. And at the last, that is, which is the most essential part of the Python programming language, that is the playground section. Now, playground section means what? That is what actually you want to implement, which tasks actually we have to be handled. That part should be considered in this particular playground section, and it is important. It is compulsory part. Now, in this particular section, we write the particular logic, which is the statement by statement representation of your code or your logic we consider in the playground section. Now, these are different sections which is used in our program. Now, this is the simple program. We directly consider the particular representation of this program on the ideal. In last lecture, we consider the particular implementation or one software tool which helps to represent the particular Python programming language. Now, in this program, we can see the different types of section. Now, the comment is written in the form of hash tag. ओके, कमेंट जर द्यायची असेल प्रोग्राम मध्ये तर आपण काय वापरणार आहे त्या ठिकाणी हॅशटॅग त्या ठिकाणी यूज करणार आहोत. देन नेक्स्ट वी कन्सिडर जस्ट अ मिनिट. Hashtag is there. Then this is the documentation section. Next one we consider next part of the next section of this particular tool, that is program, that is the import. We use the math library function, so that's why we use this import statement, that is import math. This is the import statement. Then we want one global variable, that is the radius variable. We declare this radius variable like this way. This is the global variable declaration. Then class circle, this is nothing but the definition of our class. Okay, this is the another we discuss in details how we can write the classes and what the syntax we have to be consider, but in case of a program structure we consider only the part of the section, how we can write that particular section in the Python programming language. Now this is the class section in which we can define one class called as the circle class. And here we can see in our other definitions, class does not have this type of parenthesis, but in Python program we can write this parenthesis for the definition of class. Then def is a particular keyword, helps to define a particular function in Python programming language. So we can consider this is the get area is the function. Area will be calculated with the help of math.py. Py is the built-in variable declared in the Python programming language or Python library, that is called as the map. And we can use the global variable radius at this point. We calculate the area, get the area. Then get the circumference. Self is defined here. Now we can see this self. Self is nothing but the reference of that class itself. त्या क्लासचा स्वतःचा रेफरन्स ह्या सेल्फ व्हेरिएबल मध्ये असतो आणि इट इज कंपल्सरी टू पास दिस सेल्फ व्हेरिएबल to each and every member function in case of a Python programming language. If we have in other programming language, if we don't have any parameter list, then parenthesis should be blank. So parenthesis मध्ये तुम्हाला काहीच त्या ठिकाणी डिफाइन करायची गरज पडत नाही. But in case of Python programming language, we have at least one variable if we don't have any argument in the definition of function, then self is at least one variable can be required. Then next one we can see this is the calculation of this particular circumference. Show the radius. In this case there is no need to pass, or there is no parameter is given. That is some program. It is another part of this particular function. But when we consider these two functions are the corresponding to that of the class. हे दोन फंक्शन जे आहे जेव्हा आपण क्लासचे डेटा मेंबर्स कन्सिडर करणार त्यावेळेस गेट एरिया आणि सर्कमफरन्स हे ह्या क्लासचे मेंबर्स आहेत, बिकॉज दे हॅव अ पर्टिक्युलर सेल्फ ॲज अ व्हेरिएबल. बट वी डोंट हॅव एनी व्हेरिएबल लाईक दिस. Empty parenthesis is given, so we consider this is a sub program section, that is it is not a part of that particular class. हा त्या क्लासचा भाग नसणार आहे, तो दुसरा पार्ट त्या ठिकाणी, that is show radius is the another function. Now in this case show radius function does not require any object to call it. शो रेडियसला या ठिकाणी कुठलाही फंक्शन किंवा कुठल्याही ऑब्जेक्टची गरज नाही कॉल करताना, कारण तो त्या क्लासचा भाग नाही. परंतु जेव्हा तुम्ही एरिया आणि सर्कमफरन्स कॉल करता त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला सर्कल ह्या क्लासचा काय क्रिएट करावा लागतो, ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करावा लागतो. दिस इज द स्टेटमेंट वेअर वी कॅन क्रिएट द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ सर्कल क्लास and assign the instance of this circle class into the C, and with the help of that C object we can call the method, that is get area, get circumference, like this. Okay, this is the final output of this particular program. Now this program representation is simply to identify the different types of sections in the Python program. Okay, these are I will show this. This is the documentation section, this is the import statement, this is the global variable, and this is the class definition. And within the class definition we define the methods and data members, which is considered in the previous step. Okay, this and this one is nothing but the sub program section, and this part or this representation object creation, this is the part of the main section of that particular program. Okay, that is all nothing but the sections of the programs in the Python language. Now next thing we can see, I will clear this slide. In the next case, we consider the implementation of our Python program. Now we consider Python has two basic modes to implement a given functions or a given program. दोन पद्धतीने तुम्हाला Python program implement करता येतात. Now in case of first mode, that is the normal script mode, and second one is nothing but the interactive mode. What is the normal script mode? It is where scripted and finish.py file are run in the Python interpreter. We consider one particular file. Now we directly show, I will show you what these particular types of modes in Python programming can be considered. Now first of all, we discuss about the interactive mode. I share my screen where we can consider the interpretation of that particular Python program. Okay, now we can consider the this is nothing but the IDE. Okay, I will open the IDE. Now when we run a particular program like this, I will put here print hello. Hello will be displayed here. You write here 3 plus 5, we get the addition. We write 8 plus 2, 8 into 2, we will get directly 16. This is the output for what? That is corresponding to that of the interactive mode of the programming. So I will close this particular thing, and again we consider one shell script. You can see I will put here IDLE. Open this graphical user interface IDLE. Now we can see this is the interactive mode of the representation, where I will put all these particular sentences. Suppose if you want to print hello world, we just write here hello and print function. Print is the library function in Python to display anything in a particular representation or any message in the program. Now we want to print, that is I will put here hello friends, welcome to Python interactive mode. Interactive mode. Now you will get output immediately, because in Python program we write every statement and it interpret this particular statement and immediately show the output. Python program राइट करत असताना किंवा तो रन होत असताना तो एक एक स्टेटमेंट इमिडिएटली रन करत जातो. मग इंटरॅक्टिव्ह मोड मध्ये तुम्हाला जे काही स्टेटमेंट राईट करायचे ते सिंगल स्टेटमेंट इमिडिएटली कंपाइल होणार, ट्रान्सलेशन त्याचं परफॉर्म होणार आणि त्याचा आउटपुट तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी शो करणार. नाउ वी कॅन सी दिस ब्लू कलर लाइन इज द आउटपुट ऑफ अवर स्टेटमेंट, that is the print statement. If I want to consider the addition of two numbers, that is 5 plus 2, we will get directly 7, because that particular statement is interpreted immediately and show the output, corresponding output to the user. That is called as the interactive mode of the Python program. Okay, now next one, if you want to consider two variables, suppose I will display a equal to suppose 10. This is the first variable will be declared. If you want to declare second variable b equal to suppose 20. Now these both variables were declared, and the corresponding values 10 and 20 for a and b correspondingly assigned to that particular variable. If you want to display the value of a, just we'll put here a, we will get the value of a. If you want the value of b, we directly print value of b equal to 20. Okay, now you just write the name of that particular value at that particular position. If we want to consider the addition of these a and b, so we can put here c equal to a plus b, then we will get the result of c. If you want to print the result of c, actually result is calculated assigned to the value, but we are not able, we are not displaying it. If you want to display it, then we just pass here c, then we get the result c equal to 30. Other we also consider print statement for the print statement to display the value of c also. that is we get print of C, that is we get the result of A plus B, that is equal to 30 in that particular case. That is this mode is called as the interactive mode. This is the first way to run the Python programs in IDL. Okay, this is the ideal. Now one more thing, one more interactive program or interactive mode can be considered in case of a CMD, that is a command prompt, like we consider CMD. We run this command prompt in your computer, that is run as an administrator. Okay, now we will get permission and we get this particular representation, that is we open the command prompt and here we simply put Python. That is, if you have the Python installed on your machine, then we will get this particular. Now we can see this is the shell prompt, which is already given in your ideally वरती जो शेल प्रॉम्प्ट दिसतोय तो शेल प्रॉम्प्ट तुम्हाला तुमच्या विंडोजचा जो कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट आहे, कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट मध्ये बघा विंडोज सिस्टीम 32 ह्या पोझिशनला तुमचा पायथॉनच्या लायब्ररी फाइल्स प्रेझेंट आहे. सो वी डायरेक्टली पुट हियर पायथॉन अँड देन वी विल गेट द शेल प्रॉम्प्ट. मग आता जे प्रोग्रामिंग आपण तिकडे आयडियली वरती केलंय तेच प्रोग्रामिंग आपण इकडे पण करतोय. सो वी कन्सिडर प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट अँड इन दॅट प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट वी कॅन पास हेलो वर्ल्ड, हेलो friends. We get immediately output here. We can see this is the output. If you want A equal to 10, then we consider B equal to 20, and we can see C equal to A plus B, and here we want to display the value of C, so we consider print and C. That is print C. We get the result C. This is also one of the interactive mode of the Python programming. In case of a Windows, okay, हे Windows already built-in application आहे. आताचे जे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम आहे मॅक्सिमम म्हणण्यापेक्षा सगळ्याच ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीमला आता हा पायथॉन काय असतो, बिल्ट इन लायब्ररी असतात, तो डायरेक्टली तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी काय करता येतो, विंडोज वरती रन करता येतो. नसेल तर आपण कालच्या लेक्चर मध्ये जे इन्स्टॉलेशन प्रोसिजर बघितली, त्या इन्स्टॉलेशन प्रोसिजर वरून तुम्हाला पायथॉन काय करता येतं, विंडोज वरती इन्स्टॉल करता येतं आणि ते इन्स्टॉल कुठे होणार आहे, ह्या पाथ वरती इन्स्टॉल होणार आहे. सी, विंडोज आणि सिस्टीम 32 जी बिल्ट इन फोल्डर्स आहेत किंवा सिस्टीमचे फोल्डर्स आहेत तिथे ती लायब्ररी इन्स्टॉल होते आणि तिथनं आपल्याला ही पायथॉन काय केलं जातं, ऍक्सेस केलं जातं. दिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज द इंटरॅक्टिव्ह मोड ऑफ द पायथॉन. आता इथे आपल्याला स्क्रिप्टिंग मोड मध्ये नाही मूव्ह होत आहे ज्यावेळेस आपण विंडोज वापरतो. Now for that purpose we consider write your program at this position and pass the complete path of the file. ज्या फाईल वरती तुम्ही तुमचा पायथॉन प्रोग्राम लिहिणार तिकडे तुम्ही ती फाईल ह्या लोकेशनला क्रिएट करणार आणि त्यानंतर त्या फाईलचा पाथ इथे देणार, जेणेकरून ती फाईल इथे काय केली जाईल, नंतर रन केली जाईल. सो वी डोंट मॅक्सिमम टाइम वी डोंट कन्सिडर दिस कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वे. वी डायरेक्टली यूज आयडियली. आयडियली इज व्हेरी हेल्पफुल टू रन पायथॉन प्रोग्राम व्हेरी इफिशियंटली and very carefully. Okay, so that is the interactive mode of the programming. Okay, I will close this, so minimize this. Now secondly we consider the second type of implementation, that is called as the, now you can see this is the figure for interactive mode we already consider in demo. Now second way or second type of mode of running Python program, that is called as the scripting mode. What the scripting mode are, or how we can consider the script mode of the Python programming. Script mode means what, we can consider or we can create one file and in that file we can write our whole program, whole logic, and then we run that particular file. That file is called as the script. Okay, that file is called as the script, and we save this particular file with .py extension. Okay, that is the name of the file and .py. py in the sense that is Python. ती फाईल सेव्ह करायची आणि ती फाईल सेव्ह केल्यानंतर तुम्हाला ती फाईल काय करायची, रन करायची. Now we see the particular implementation of that Python programming with script mode. Now this is our ideally. Okay, and in this ideally, so I will create the file and here we can see new file. In the new file we open one untitled document which is the Python editor. Okay, and in this untitled document we can consider the particular implementation. आता आपण तिकडे जो प्रोग्राम घेतला होता ते सगळे स्टेटमेंट मी आता या ठिकाणी पुट करतोय. So first of all we consider the print statement, that is print hello friends. Okay, then second print statement I will put here, say print welcome to the that is we display some pattern just like this. Okay, then right Welcome to Python scripting mode. Okay, and again we display the star. Okay. This is just we formatted Python scripting mode. Okay. Then in the next statement we declare variable a just like 20. Then we declare variable b just like 30, and we perform the addition c equal to a plus b. Then we perform multiplication of this a and b, a star b. Then if you want to perform the subtraction of these two variable, e equals to suppose a minus b. Then we want to perform mod operations of these two variable, say m equal to b mod c, b mod a. Okay, this is the different types of operations we have to be considered, and we display all these particular values. So we consider print. Here we write the statement. I will write one just sample of a program. We discuss all these details. These are how this is possible in the Python. We all continue. We discuss these details in the next coming section. Now we print the value of addition. So we consider here addition, or directly print the results. Say one C, then we consider D, E, and at the end E and M. Okay, we save this particular file. For that purpose we consider save. Okay, in that case it asks the name of file, so we put here script mode. I will put here script mode, and by default it get a .py extension. It save the file on the given location. Okay, इथे आयडियली जी स्क्रिप्ट तयार होते त्या स्क्रिप्ट माझ्या युजरच्या डिरेक्टरीला जाऊन सेव्ह होतात. सगळ्या स्क्रिप्ट त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला मिळतील एका लोकेशनला. So file is saved on this particular path, users Ganesh and script mode .py. Okay, this is the particular script. Now we run this script. आता आपल्याला ही स्क्रिप्ट रन करायची. How it is possible, or how we can run this particular script? Now we can go on run module and run module. इथे काय करायचं, रन वरती रन मॉड्यूल आहे, इथे रन मॉड्यूल वरती क्लिक करा. तो इटरेक्टिव्ह मोड जिथे आपण रन केलं होतं त्या शेल प्रॉम्प्ट वरती. नाउ यू कॅन सी दिस इज द रिस्टार्ट, that is our shell prompt will restart, and then our script is run here. Hello friends. Then here we can see this is the welcome to the Python script mode. Then we get different outputs for the different operations. First of all we get the addition, then multiplication, then subtraction, and last we consider the mod operations. These are the different types of operations we already put in this particular file. This is called as the scripting mode of a Python program, that is running a script, running Python in the script mode. Okay, I hope you understood these particular things. That is what is the interactive mode of the Python, that is we directly run on the command prompt or shell prompt, and in script mode we create one particular file in which we put all the logic and then run that particular file as a module, and we will get the output of the shell prompt. Okay, this is the scripting mode. These are the different images corresponding to that scripting mode. This is the script written by me, and then I will run this run module with the help of run module, and we will get this particular output on the Python shell. Okay, this is the representation. Now next point we consider to be discussed, that is the basics of Python program. What basic? Now this is up till we discuss only what is the Python, how to run the Python, which tools we have to be implemented, or which tools we have to be used to run the Python programs, and the modes of Python program which is to be executed. One is the scripting mode and another one is nothing but the interactive mode. Okay, now we are going to continue towards actual programming language, the basics of the Python program. Every language having its basic points, basic things. If we know the basic thing, then we will get the proper programming, or we will write the proper statements of the program. Now what are the basics of that particular program? So today we are going to discuss standard data types. What the data types we have to be given, that is number data type is there, string data type is there, list, tuple, dictionary, boolean, set, that is boolean, and dictionary is repeated once again, dictionary. Okay, these are standard data types which is built in, or lab which is provided by the Python directly to the user. Okay, now non-data types, in the sense that is we have some other data types also, that is they don't have any value but they provide the result, or they return some particular results, that is called as the non-data types. Okay, now first of all we going to consider the standard data types. In that standard data types we consider, or we continue with numbers. Okay, now in this case, in case of a numbers, number can be represented to perform the mathematical operations. Okay, we consider the different types of numbers, and with the help of numbers we can perform some arithmetic operations. Just in the previous program we consider addition, subtraction, modulo operation, or multiplication operations. For that purpose we can use the number system. Now next thing, when we consider the strings, what strings represent, they have a character data types. Now we note that that is the string and char both are equal in a Python program. When we consider our C language, Java, or other programming language, we can have character having a separate representation, string having a separate representation. If we consider the char as a data type in our C language, then it stores only one character at a time. If we consider string data type in a that particular case, we need to declare the character data or character type array in C language to represent the string. Okay, that is the group of characters should be considered in that particular char type array. But in case of a Python program, we don't need to consider such type of array to represent the string. If we write the string, then it is given a character also. Its data type is considered as a char also. Character data type and string data type हे दोन्ही एकच आहेत, कॉमन आहेत जेव्हा आपण Python programming या ठिकाणी consider करतो. Now it is considered as, or string is considered as a sequence of Unicode characters. Now next thing we consider, that is the list. List is nothing but we represent the sequential data that the programmer wish to sort, merge, etc. आपण ज्या list consider करतो, suppose number ची list घेतली 1 2 3 4, this is the list of numbers. Okay, we consider the list in case of Python programming also. Now secondly we consider the dictionary. Dictionary in the sense, you know very well what is the dictionary. You know English word dictionary. In that English word dictionary we can have one keyword, and corresponding to that keyword we can have different synonyms, and we select one synonym which is simple. Okay, or it is very meaningful or understandable to you. That is the dictionary in our traditional way, or English like dictionary. Now similarly we can consider the dictionary, or we can create the dictionary in case of or using the Python programming language. Here also we can create consider one key and the corresponding values of that particular key. Values are nothing but the or corresponding representation what that particular key can should consider. For example, we consider the car as a dictionary, then we represent the model as a key and the name of model as a value of that particular key. What is the year of manufacturing? We consider the integer value for that year of manufacturing. We consider the key as a color, then corresponding color of that car should be considered as a value. That is the dictionary for that particular car. Okay, that representation of that particular entities or a specific objects using the dictionary. Now what is the tuple? Now list and tuples both are similar, but the declaration is different. Functions are considered to be different in case of the tuples. Okay, now in this case when we consider the tuple, it represents the sequential data with a little difference from the list. एक छोटासा मायनर डिफरन्स आपल्याला त्यामध्ये टपल मध्ये लक्षात घ्यायचा आहे. त्यानंतर बुलियन जो आहे ट्रू फॉल्स व्हॅल्यू रिटर्न करतो बुलियन डेटा टाइप. सेट, that is our mathematical sets, that is it is an unordered collection of unique data items. Okay, सेट मध्ये रिपीटेड डेटा आयटम्स अलाउ होत नाही, ते सेट आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी कन्सिडर करायचं. So all these things, all these are nothing but the data types used in our Python programming language. Now we discuss one by one with the example, with the help of example in the given script. Okay, we can have one script. we consider this particular script, and with the help of this particular script, we can implement different data types. Okay, where okay, we represent new file also for the representation. बेसिक डेटा टाइप कोणते कोणते आहेत लक्षात आले? ठीक आहे. Now we consider data types as a file name, and we put all the data types in this particular file. Here we write the comment data types in file. Data types in Python. Now next, so first of all we discuss that is built-in data type, that is Boolean. In this case of data type, I will show you directly here the Boolean values of the data type. Suppose we declare one variable. Okay. Suppose we declare one variable called as the size. Okay, and we assign the value for this size as 1. And here we can check size is less than 0. आता ही condition true आहे की false आहे? Size less than 0, condition is false. So we will get the output as a false. This is called as the Boolean data type. Okay, output तो immediately show करना. Condition check केली तरी. Now there is no need to mention if control also in the shell prompt in interactive mode. We directly get the corresponding output of that particular condition. If we consider the next size should be initialized with value 0, and then we can compare or we check size is less than 0, it show the output again false because its value is 0, it is not less than 0. If you want to consider size equals to -1 and then we check size less than 0, then we will get definitely output as a true because -1 is less than 0. He value 0 peksha minimum. So we consider this is the Boolean data type. Now we consider the non-data type. What the non-data type can represent? That is print non-data type. I will display that message and then non-data type. Non-data type considered as a particular value is true or false again. आता इथे डेटा मेंबर नाही डिक्लेअर केले जाणार. डेटा मेंबर जे असतील किंवा डेटा रिटर्न होताना तो कशा पद्धतीने आहे किंवा कोणत्या फॉर्मॅट मध्ये आहे तो लक्षात घ्या. सपोज वी कन्सिडर वन व्हेरिएबल दॅट इज आन्सर. आन्सर इक्वल्स टू नन. मी नो एनी ह्या व्हॅल्यूने काय केलं त्याला इनिशियलाइज केलं. Answer equals to no empty. Okay, none हा इथे एक कीवर्ड आहे. So none is the keyword and this none data type is used in your programming. How it can be considered? May update the answer from other data. आपण जर answer update करायचा प्रयत्न केला, now we can check if answer is none. Then okay, we require one colon. If control लिहिताना आपल्याला colon ची गरज पडते. So, we consider this if statement. Colon आणि इथे आपण QUI क्वाइट हा सुद्धा तुम्हाला एक कीवर्ड आहे. त्याची व्हॅल्यू मी ट्रू सेट केली. ट्रू हा कीवर्ड आहे बुलियन व्हॅल्यू साठी. एल्स इफ त्याच्यामध्ये मेन्शन केलं EL IF हा एक कंट्रोल या ठिकाणी वापरला जातो. आन्सर इक्वल्स टू आपण आन्सरची व्हॅल्यू बदलली, मी आन्सरला इक्वल टू क्वाइट म्हणतोय, QUIT. जर मॅच झालं तर क्वाइट इंडेंटेशन मॅच नाही झालंय. ओके, आपण तिथे स्पेस दिला. Indentation is very important case in Python. So I will put this particular program again. Colon, array. Wait. Does not match any outer indentation label. Outer in the sense. Just a minute. I will share. Start the meeting once again. First of all, we restart the meeting and then we continue to the presentation.